It's scenes like this that have prompted concerns over the state of farming in the central North Island. Farmers are dealing with February-like conditions, but in December, months before most had even begun to plan for the challenges drought presents. Agriculture Minister David Carter visited farmers in the area, along with representatives from MAF, Federated Farmers and the Rural Support Trust, for a first-hand look.
We've just put half the herd on once a day, which is unheard of for us in our area. You've never even contemplated doing that before Christmas in the past. We're just under the hills here, and normally we pick up shares at this time of year, but we're just totally missing out.
Farmers told of bare pastures, crops that won't germinate, dwindling water supplies, and the double blow of low stock prices coupled with the increasing cost of supplementary feed. Don Johnston, on whose farm the meeting was held, says he's never seen it this dry, this early, in nearly 60 years.
I've never seen it this dry in my lifetime, and I've been here. I've lived on this farm all my life, and I don't mind it. But I'm 58, and I when I was a child, I've never seen these hills so brown as they are now. The drains here that are down to a trickle, and which aren't normally this time of the year. So water is going to be a huge issue, and further south as well, on the Papa Country and the King Country, all those areas as well.
David Carter, who as a farmer in Canterbury knows all about drought conditions, had some praise for the way those present had responded on farm.
We've been through this, so I empathise with what you're going through. It's tough, but in my experience, those that take the hard calls at the time are the ones that tend to come out the end in better shape.
In the end, there was only one announcement he could make.
I'll certainly here to declare this as a drought area. I want to be upfront and say that doesn't mean lots of government handouts and money to farmers, but farmers aren't asking for that. It's a recognition of the seriousness of the situation, the fact that it may get better if NIWA is right, but NIWA was also predicting for Northland a wet spring which never arrived.
The minister had one eye too on the drought's impact in the local community, farmers' support networks in the small towns.
There'll be sharing contractors, fertiliser spreaders, fences, the whole raft of people who live in our rural towns. This affects them as well.
Environment Waikato Chairman Peter Buckley told those present about the calls he's received from all over the Waikato, from concerned farmers, about everything from animal health to the cost of supplements.
Certainly farmers from right around the region, the whole rural community has been saying to me that it's affecting them in varying degrees, from the border of Auckland City itself to right down to Taupo, even Ruapehu district.
It was then on to Raglan to visit the Hayes family farm and get Aderia's perspective on the drought. Similar concerns were voiced by all, as was the desperation in the face of such little rain. Federated Farmers Waikato President Stu Wadey says the drought is so widespread, even a good downpour wouldn't fix everything.
The seed is there, but it takes about 75 days to 90 days to go from growth to being grazable. So we've got a big feed deficit because we're not growing the grass. We need about 100 mils of rain in the Waikato. We are under stress.
The Rural Support Trust will play a huge role over the coming months, as a drought declaration allows the Trust greater freedom and access to funds in the fight against both insolvency and depression. Waikato coordinator Neil Baitup says the announcement, while unwanted, has drawn a clear line in the sand.
It means that we'll get funding for our facilitators who are working with people in the field, farmers with stress, farmers with questions, farmers who need help. They can come to us and we're getting the funding to be able to provide that support for them.
With the Minister's declaration this morning, it effectively means that all areas of the country north of Taupo are officially in drought. If that sounds familiar, it's because it's already happened once earlier this year. Drew Chappell, Country 99 TV News.